Well, we made it out of the pharmacy more or less in one piece. Came up here to get a little bit of nice alone time. No need for any masks up here, I tell you. Well, maybe if you're going inside my car. Anyway, the historic Old Sonora Cemetery. Some of those real old-fashioned, classic-looking tombstones. I mean, if you ever wondered why they always look like this in the old-timey cartoons, this is because it's really what they did look like back in the day. Terzik. Now there's a name that stuck around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, 1918. Oh, and he was only 28. I think we found ourselves a 1918 flu victim.
Maybe.
Stark reminder of what we're up against.
Yeah.
What does this plaque say? Samuel Terzik, yeah, one of the town founders.
Terzik, born in Austria, December 22nd, 1950. Died Sonora, 1885.
Now don't stand there, you're right on top of the poor man.
Well, they wouldn't have, I don't think they would have put a step right here. Unless this was a path.
Well, either way, let's get off there. It's falling apart. Kurnow. Yeah, we're out here with nobody but the dead, and they can't hurt us. I know the dog on the other side of that fence wanted to hurt us, but he can't do anything about us either. He's about as likely to break through that fence over there as the dead are to claw up from their graves and grab us by the ankles. Some of the most senior graves of the community happen to be located here. Died 1873. Aged... cannot make it out. Oh, 5 years. That's sad indeed. And somebody put flowers there not too long ago. They're kind of disintegrating, but more recent than I'd expect someone to still be leaving tribute for someone who passed away in the 1850s. Don't know who's here. The plaque over there is all rusted over. This is where my brother had his wedding. Wasn't he a bridezilla?
Yeah.
And we can say bridezilla because he did wear a bridal dress. That's what really qualifies you, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. 1841, 1911.
And Joseph didn't last for long after. Hats off. Neat. An obelisk. 74 years, not bad. 1890. That was very old for back then. Especially out here in the West. Some of these slabs and memorials are just so beautiful. More stately and grand than most anything I've seen yet, except for a couple of really big ones that I saw up at the Tuolumne Cemetery with Dad the other day. I've got to take you up there sometime. Mary Ann Williams, 1803, 73 years.
No.
Beautiful. Martin family. Yeah, like I've been saying before, if there's anybody out there watching these videos who objects to having their family in the video, please let me know, and I will edit the tape accordingly. Native of England, 1881. 85 years, wow. Some of these tombstones are the same style that you see over in the Columbia National Cemetery. And that's a historic park. But as far as I know, hardly anybody in town even knows this place is here. My dad sure didn't.
Yeah. This guy was born in 1796.
Wow. I'm trying to think. Was that like, gosh, 1796? I'm trying to think of what historical events were happening around that time. Oh, careful. Lots of burrs through here. They haven't really started going to seed yet, but there might be some that haven't fallen off from last season, so watch it. It was definitely a problem during the wedding. I was picking burrs out of my clothes all night. And I was wearing a long skirt, too.
Yep.
He wanted a nice, spooky wedding.
Can't get much spookier than here.
And every time anybody raised an objection to anything that he wanted, he'd pitch total fit.
Yep. Yep.
It's a nice neighborhood. And a nice graveyard. I didn't even know there was more graveyard way up on the hill there. I've only ever seen this part down here. We're going to have to make a little bit of a hike to see the rest.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, they're definitely making us work for it with this one. Oh, hey, robins. Way over there.
Yep. That's how you know spring is upon us.
Mm-hmm.
And the robins come back.
Oh, wait, is that what I think it is? I gotta have a closer look.
Above ground mausoleum.
What?
Above ground mausoleum.
It could be that, could be a columbarium, or it could be an oven grave. It's a family vault. Yeah, you were right. It's still so white that it's washing out the camera. Let's get some shadow on it to balance it out.
The latest one is 1901.
My lands. But yeah, I was hoping that it would turn out to be an oven grave. You know, like they have in New Orleans. And some places in Europe, too. Where they lay you out in the top bit, and after your bones, they shove you into the back, into a compartment in the bottom. To make room for the next guy.
Next.
But they have, you know, the names of each person who's buried there on a little plaque out front.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you cease to exist after the next person takes your place. Saves a lot of room while still respecting the dead and letting them rest long enough to rot in peace. I myself think that's a mighty good idea. A squirrel? Where?
Way over there now.
I don't see a squirrel. That grave over there with the lumps on it, it's so fuzzy I thought there was a cat. Whew. This uphill climb isn't very steep, but it's sure making me lose my breath. That one's a little more recent. 1985. You know, you try and tell yourself all these people are dead and have been dead for a long time and it means nothing to you. But you think to yourself, there are people who lived and died without knowing what Back to the Future is, and it suddenly sort of brings it home. That's not a joke. That's not me trying to make fun. That's just how I, bring it into perspective for myself.
Yep.
I'm going to save my breath till we get closer to the top of the hill.